So I want to give you an update on the economy and also a bit of what other countries are saying about the USA.
What's going on today?
Well, it looks like the bank meltdown is getting worse.
It's just starting?
Yeah, so we've been hearing about this, like there's kind of been rumors. And essentially how these things work is people want to keep it quiet.
Oh, if people know about it, kind of panicking?
Yeah, you start like trying to sell out of stuff that you might be entangled in, and then you want to sell before everyone else finds out, right? But when money starts moving around and the rumors start getting out, then you can't hide it.
Yeah, even someone mentioned if you see one cockroach, it means you have family of cockroaches or even the big town of cockroaches somewhere, right?
Yeah, and that was actually Jamie Dimon of Chase, so like literally our bank CEO of the largest bank. So it could be real serious. And I've been telling you guys about this thing because first it was Tricolor. They were basically in like an auto lender, and the rumor came out, I'm not gonna say it because we don't know how big, but it's like 100,000 bad loans, like really a lot. Or they usually use the word fraud too. And then there was rumored that there was another company called First Brands. So there's Tricolor first, and then First Brands. And First Brands like auto parts.
Yeah.
They just declared bankruptcy. And then there was just like this weird headline of 2 billion disappeared.
Oh yeah.
Just like
that's a
poof.
lot of money.
Like poof. I was like, okay, what does that mean, right? And then we started getting these news that various hedge funds and such are exposed. First it was Jefferies and UBS, and then like a whole bunch. What's that?
It's not just American company. There was Japanese company who's invest that company.
There might be because the last number I saw, because we actually don't know. We actually don't know how big this goes. Last thing I saw, it could be like 80 different funds could be exposed to this.
Yeah.
It could go higher.
Could be, you see the triangle domino, you start one, but...
Because what they would do, they'll package all these loans, and you're going to hear CLO, I think it's a collateralized loan obligation, I believe that's what it stands for, but you're gonna hear this being sold all over the place, right? So anyway, what a lot of this is based on, and we've talked about this before, is I call the shadow economy. You can call it any number of things, but essentially Trump is cracking down on workers, immigrants, right? So what happens if these people owe money, basically?
Yeah, people who owns the money, basically they disappear.
Right.
They deportation,
or
even the jail.
Yeah.
So how they're gonna pay back?
Right. Obviously they're not, right? And a lot of these people, we say unbanked or underbanked, right? Because they don't have the proper paperwork. They're working in the country, right? But they just don't have the proper paperwork. That's actually been a big issue in the USA of should banks ask for like all of your paperwork to hold your money or not? And in the USA, we have like a I tried a word to say it. You could say shadow economy, but like a whole underground way of banking.
So
what's that?
Those kind of people, they're not gonna use a big bank.
No,
probably
not.
They cannot, right?
Well, that's what I said. There's a lot of discussion on this.
Yeah. So even Korean, if you don't have a job and you don't have anything to tambo, you cannot, sometimes you loan. They ask you, what if you can pay back? What can we take?
Okay, yeah. So I think in English we probably say like collateral.
Yeah, collateral. If you don't
like
have that, people just go to basically private, not bank, the private kind of office.
And this exists in, I would say, every country where in English we'll say loan shark. So it's like the people who take advantage of others, essentially. So like their interest rates are really high.
And they at the end, I don't know, it's true or not. It's movie and drama, If you're not gonna pay, I'm gonna sell your one eyeball.
Yeah, let's just say nothing surprises me anymore, right? So that stuff I can't comment on. But the point is that with the Trump ICE crackdown, it's really exposing a big part of the U.S. economy, and the question is how big and how many are exposed to this. Because let's say an immigrant worker, or you want to say a document worker, if you want to say illegal, any number of these words, it's fine. I'm fine talking about this stuff. But these people get loans to get their work truck, and then they go to work and they're part of the economy, and then they, as you say, disappear, and then so then someone like, you know, lent the money and it's not getting paid back. They're not paying the rent, they're not going to the store, and then how far is this gonna go?
Yeah, and it's not a small money, right?
Yeah, it's quite a lot. We don't actually know how much. I've heard the private market could be as big as $2 trillion. Talking about private credit market.
Yeah.
I'm actually not sure because I keep seeing numbers and they keep getting bigger. And
So
what's that?
we could say that could be a, you know, part of, you know, Ice Mountain, right?
Oh, what do you mean by Ice Mountain?
Yeah,
So like,
you know, when you go to, you know, like North Pole somewhere, you know, there's ice a little bit here, you know.
oh, okay.
Ice island, but it's really big under the water.
Yeah. So we would say iceberg.
Iceberg.
So like the thing that Titanic hit, right? Like it maybe looks small at the top, but then like underneath the water, like, oh my God, Ice Mountain makes sense too as well. And so like it's interesting because the last number I heard is maybe 80 different funds or whatever could be exposed to this thing. So and the number, like I said, the number keeps getting bigger every time I check. And then so while this is going on, it's interesting. Someone actually wrote in the comments that it's not making headlines because Trump is like always doing something crazy.
Yeah, he's, you know, even, you know, I had a, you know, like new toy. Yeah. See my arch? I'm gonna build it in DC.
Yeah, and if you guys saw the last video, that it's weird. So okay, just in terms of like building, what do I call it? You know, like an arch or a new bridge or something like that. I don't know. Why don't we do this stuff anymore? Because I mean,
because that's basically decorate of your city.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you have a lot of money and, you know,
Oh, okay.
a lot of money, or you have a lot of customer, you want, you know, more tourists, you can build those kind of stuff, but
yeah, so from the Trump point of view, he does have a lot of money and a lot of customers of like, he literally just had a party of all these companies come in to, you know, bribe Trump or whatever. But what's that?
He's just want to make his like big party city in DC, you know?
Yeah. Actually, and I need to follow up on this one. If you guys can write in the comments, before like the whole Trumpy stuff, or how about this? When Trump first came into office and like he get elected, and then there's like a point to when he's going to come in office, like the in between part, people started buying homes in DC. I remember reading about this because, you know, you're setting up shop. You're like, okay, Trump's the president. I'm going to move in. I'm going to like, you know, just have a second home there and try to, you know, bribe and make relationship, right? But there was one that was really interesting, and like I said, please follow up on this one, guys, in the comments, because I'm not making this up. I'm not smart enough to make this up. Elon Musk was looking to buy like one of these fancy hotels there.
Where?
In DC.
DC?
Yeah, I remember hearing about that, and I was like, because now Elon's kind of out of DC, so I'm not sure what happened with that building.
Yeah, but even then, he actually lived in White House. Short time.
Yeah. It was across the street, and then, or not even across the street. It was like in the complex. Yeah. And Elon would brag about sleeping on the floor or whatever. I guess he was there so much. Anyway, the reason why I was bringing that up is because Trump is celebrating being rich, but you're a good point where like a lot of people are not feeling rich right now, right? And then the whole shadow economy that's sort of cracking, and we're seeing in the regional banks. I mean, how deep can this thing go? I talked about last video, it's interesting. The Fed, they put out like reports of how the economy is doing, and we don't have full numbers from the government, but the Fed put out something, and there's how they do it. There's 12 districts in the USA. 3 of them, I guess, are somewhat expanding, and then the other 9 are either flat or down. Yeah, so it's like not good.
Yeah, they don't even release the job data anymore.
Yeah, so we're not. I think jobs are weak, to be frank. You hear it from just sort of regular people on the street.
Because, you know, we don't have to see it, but he's literally, you know, cut all the government workers. So job data should be, you know, down a lot. Yeah,
so the job workers plus, or the federal workers, the government workers plus the immigration crackdowns, I mean, that's taking so much money out of the economy. And I think sort of like the video I made earlier today, people were responding to because we all can see this coming. We're just kind of waiting for it to just pop, essentially. And the best way to describe it is it's a similar situation where the people that disappear don't pay back their loans. So I keep hearing reports like people are basically keep going into debt to maintain, the basically putting food on the table. So you keep borrowing to put food on the table, basically, right? But there comes a point where you run out of like rope, I guess you could call it, or time. Also, which is interesting, is Trump keeps bragging about the tariff situation, how rich everyone is, right?
Who's rich?
I guess Trump. I mean, he keeps the last number he was saying like 22 trillion or something.
So he's so rich, that's why he's giving out money to the Argentina, I guess.
Yeah.
He has so much money.
That's doubled now, which is kind of crazy. And then now we're starting war with Venezuela, which is another issue.
Yeah, that sounds really weird. I don't think there's no reason to start a war.
Yeah, according to Trump, I'll just tell you his reason. I don't think I think it's a lie, basically. He's basically saying that Venezuela is like doing a gang war against us. And then one of Trump's people was saying, this was the FBI guy, he was saying there's like 10% of Chicago is gangsters. It is like all nonsensical kind of stuff. And then Trump was claiming that like all the Venezuelan prisons are empty because they're all in USA now. It's just a bunch of nonsense.
How? You just, you block everywhere.
Yeah, I don't, and even if all these things were true, right?
Yeah.
Should we still attack Venezuela over the stuff? I mean, it's just, and to make matters worse, like our admiral just stepped down, actually. So
That's a big no-no.
Yeah, I mean, and the admiral this is a U.S. admiral, was just appointed, and I think he's supposed to do like a 4-year term, and he's out in December. So I want to read some Korean comments because it's often good. People like to hear this stuff about what other people are saying around the world. This is one. It says, the gangsters, I think that's the USA, are extorting the merchants. I guess that's Korea. And the merchants are begging for lower rents, and the gangsters are threatening to ruin their business if they can't pay. Like when you put it in these kind of terms, this is like it kind of makes more sense, So, the Koreans are the shop owners, I guess, saying, hey, what's going on with the tariffs? And the Americans are the gangsters. Here's another one. I wonder what I can trust and negotiate when the words are different in the morning and at night. And here's another one that's similar. Even if we negotiate, Trump will say different things every day. There's no need to rush. The best thing to do is hold on. Negotiation isn't the answer. So, I mean, what do you think about this? Can you negotiate with Trump?
No, of course not. Because he even ignored the FTA. We already agreed. Yeah,
and someone's right around that it's like been for 10 years or something like that. So how do we get out of this? Or
There's no how. There's no how.
No how, only do. I don't know. I mean, and it's interesting when I see some of the Korean comments, like people are saying, Korea needs to unite, this kind of stuff. Like here's an example one. Someone says, it's not the one who survives the longest, but the one who it's not the one who survives the longest, but the one who survives the longest who wins. Once you start giving in, there's no end to it. Hold on to the end. So it's not exactly makes sense, but the point being is you're playing for the long game. A lot of Koreans are saying also like no need to rush.
Because he changes word every day.
Oh, that's a good point.
So no. Because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
But they just keep trying to rush and please sign here in the bad contract.
Yeah, and so then the reason why I'm bringing up the Korean comments and the recession economy, because if we're starting to get like warning signs from the banks that things are melting down, right? And Trump's like really urgently asking Korea for cash and Japan for cash.
That's
it's not a good sign, right?
Yeah, that's like no.
and the best way to think about it is like Trump's the guy who's always bragging about how rich he is, right? Look at these guys, they're building his arches and building them a palace. But then like on the, he does it on the weekends with his friends, but then like during the week, he's like begging people for money.
Yeah.
Do you guys see how that kind of, it's kind of obvious. I think the U.S. is in real trouble, and then we're hiding the numbers.
And hiding the money.
Yeah, everyone keeps asking, where's the tariff money, honestly?
No, Argentina.
You're right.
He just gave it to Argentina.
And then the other thing that's crazy too is we're talking about whether or not we can pay our own people, which is just frankly ludicrous. This whole thing is like crazy. What's that?
Yeah, cannot pay, cut the service.
Yeah, so I mean, and people will keep writing in the comments, and I totally agree. Like watching this sort of U.S. meltdown or U.S. decline, however you want to call it, is like a TV drama. Half the time it doesn't seem real to me. Like I have to read the headline more than once. Like, did I read that right? What's going on? But anyway, we'll try our best to keep you guys updated, and always appreciate your thoughts on this stuff. And we'll catch you on the next video. So, bye.